Hello and welcome to New Parents in Training. So today we got a product sent to us by Kalado. Now this is a cordless vacuum cleaner. So this one has 3 suction adjuster, brushless motor, and 2500 milliamp battery inside, and 1 click to empty. Today I'm gonna unbox and then we're gonna go try this out and at home and kind of see how this fares. Anyway, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Okay, wow, they just keep unfolding. Interesting. Oh, this is very neatly packed inside here. A installation guide, user manual. So let's see, we have brush. I guess you can put this onto the wall because they provide you with wall anchor and also screws. Brush. They even have a little cutter here on top to cut off some hair that's tangled inside the brush, I suppose. Here is the charger, pretty small. More accessories. Connection tube. Oh, you can extend this. That's neat. You know how sometimes when the tube is too long, you can't really put it anywhere. But then if it's too short, how can you do vacuuming if it's on the top of the ceiling? So this kind of solves the issue. This is the brush itself, the rotor. All right, so that's the top portion, and let's go down to the bottom. Oh, even bigger. Wait a second. So they provide with one small one and then one large one. Filter. Looks like, oh, I guess this is the part that go onto the wall. So you can put everything in here. This is the vacuum itself. Last but not least, let's see, this is the battery. Okay, cool. This is the 2500 milliamp battery. You can select the speed up top. You even have a battery indicator here. I think that's it. There's a lot of parts going on here. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And there are a bunch of other accessories as well. So anyway, let me go kind of set this up, charge this, and then test this out. All right, so before we get started, let me show you some of the key features of this vacuum. Now, they have 1 click empty trash bin here. Yeah, you click this, it opens right up. Now, in here, there's the filter. Remember, they give you an extra one. To change out the filter, you obviously need to empty out the trash first. Now, according to the instruction here, you can use one of those nozzle and stick it in here and turn. But I tried a few times, it just doesn't feel all that well. In terms of, I was afraid that I might strip some of the interior grooves here. So I think it's the easiest way, just turn with your hand. I mean, it just come right out. You can change the filter this way. It's not that complicated or hard. So yeah, and extra filter, you can just change it out and just stick it back in. As long as you turn and it stay on, it is set. And make sure you plug in correctly. Otherwise, this lid might not close properly. As far as for the connecting tube, as you can see here, you can pull this down, and that's how you can extend. And then you pull up, that's how you lock. So it's quite useful. Now, the big rotor can tilt 90 degrees so that it can stand upright. And the rotor underneath, the way that you're gonna take it out is to pull this tab and lift. That's how you can take it out, clean and wash. You can actually wash this rotor, just make sure you air dry it afterward. And lock it in. That's how you place it back. And the same goes with the smaller one. You pull on this tab, you lift. That's how you're gonna get the rotor out. And then you can push back in. You can also wash this underwater and then air dry this as well. Now the accessory holder, I'm gonna show you how to install this onto the wall. But basically you have to drill a couple holes. See from the back here. Now the accessory holder can hold the vacuum and this two item here, but nothing more. So you either put on the big rotor or the small rotor, but not both can go onto the accessory. Now the way that it will go in is like so. Like this. I have tried, it will not go on here. It can only go on this portion here, nor can it hold the tube inside here. This is too narrow and just wobbly when I put onto the accessory holder. So the lower portion anywhere here is suitable for this to hold on to the vacuum itself. Oh, and by the way, I have found that it's easier to have this accessory on the bottom and this brush on the top in case you want to lower this tube. Otherwise, this will get in the way because this is really long. And the way that they go in, they can only go in one way. All right, so the next step is to install this onto the wall. As you can see, I already installed this. A couple of things you should keep in mind of is you should put all the accessory and the vacuum on it, and so that way when you are trying to mock up to see where you can put it, then nothing will obstruct after you have installed the bracket. If you are putting right next to a door, make sure it doesn't block the door. And obviously you need to find a place that's near the power source, otherwise how are you going to charge this, right? The way I did it was using a stuff finder, and I searched along the wall to find a wood on the back where I can drill to. Now they do provide you with 3 screws and 3 wall anchors. Now if you cannot find a solid wood in the back, or you don't have one of this, you can just drill a hole, tap a hole, and then put the wall anchor and then put the nails in it that way. It will hold the bracket down. And obviously you need a drill to drill through it, and a Phillips head screwdriver to screw on the screw itself. I can just grab and go and put it back in like so. So yeah, just make sure that everything is on here before you try to mock up to where to drill. All right, let's test out this vacuum. When you pull the trigger, the vacuum will start. There's a speed button on top. If you press the speed button again, it will go to high speed. You press again to the low speed. So I have 3 piles of coffee grounds on the floor, and I was just gonna try each speed once, go through the motion once and see how much you can pick it up. And the first one is the low speed. And the second one is the medium speed. And the last one is the high speed. As you can see, the low and the medium, it didn't pick up everything, but the high speed was able to pick up most of it. Now, obviously, that's just only one go. So if I just go through a couple of times, yeah, it pick up everything on the floor. If you want to check out this particular Kalado Coreless vacuum, check out the links in the description below and where you can find more information on it. All right, so let's vacuum the house. The way I test this machine is to run it on high, because most of the time I'll be using the high speed anyway. I'm just not quite sure when I'll be using the low and the medium speed all that much. The way I see it, if I really want to vacuum the house, I'll be using the high speed. So that's what I end up doing. So let's talk about some of the things I like and dislike about this Kalado Coreless vacuum cleaner. For one thing, the battery life was surprisingly long. When I was vacuuming the house, it run 11 minutes and 40 seconds until it fully drained. Now that's on the high speed. So if you're doing the medium or low speed, you're definitely gonna get more juice out of it. So when I was using the vacuum, right after it passed 8 minutes or so, the battery light started flashing because it's running low. But then I was able to squeeze out another 3 minutes or so while I'm using this. So that was a surprise. And something else I really enjoy about this is the connection tube. You can adjust. My wife is way shorter than me. She tried a couple of times. For her, it was very enjoyable. The vacuum, she can adjust the height so it can be shorter, and so easy for her to use it. They do have a few smaller wheels on the front end of the rotor. I was surprised by how easy to maneuver this vacuum in and under the couch with ease. It definitely helps when the rotor has LED light in the front. If you are planning on vacuuming at nighttime or the room is really dark, that would definitely be a plus. You be able to see things more clearly, what's in front of you and what's around you. Another thing that I really enjoy about this Kalado vacuum is that they provide you with a bracket. So the bracket is able to hold most of stuff, and it's easy for you to store this vacuum so it won't just hang around on the floor. And plus this vacuum can stand up, right? And it just saves on storage space. Now something else I do enjoy about this Kalado vacuum is the fact that it's not that loud. Even on the full speed, it doesn't hurt your ears. Some other vacuum I have used, especially like Dyson's, when they are on, they're really loud. They are really on. But even though it's not as loud, it still gets the job done. So that's the most important part. So there are a couple of things I don't really like about this Kalado vacuum. Let's talk about the bracket. Like I mentioned, the bracket is a plus, but at the same time, there's one more rotor, the smaller one, there's no room to store on top of that bracket. It would be nice if somehow they're able to have a bracket that can hold all the accessories, so that way I don't have to store different parts somewhere else. One other thing I wish they have done is to have a bigger battery so it will last much longer. In this instance, after I have done vacuuming, I had to recharge it and wait for it to be fully recharged in order for me to use it again. It would be nice they come with extra battery, or the battery pack itself is much bigger. But aside from that, the Kalado vacuum is definitely something that's very convenient and very affordable, and also gets the job done. That's the most important part. So this is my review of the Kalado cordless vacuum cleaner. If you have any questions, comment down below. Until next time, bye.